Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Solavei Basic Training 101. The fact that you're watching this means that you are probably a brand new member with Solavei, and we want to say welcome. Very excited that you're here and very excited that you are tapping into empoweredliving.biz, a training site developed for you to be able to grow your network within Solavei. My name is Stacy Wallace. I'm honored to be a social executive with Solavei and excited to be able to take you through Solavei Basic Training 101. Now, what we're going to do is very quickly take a look at the walkthrough that you've probably already been through yourself, which is the enrollment process with Solavei, and just show you a few things that you want to know as you begin to enroll other people as well. Now, one of the first things you do when you get started, of course, we're very excited that you take the 1, 2, 3 training on the empoweredliving.biz site. And step number one is to get in. Before we talk about that training, what I would like to do is invite to the webinar a very good friend of mine, incredible leaders within Solavei, Ricardo Gloria, who is a social networker. You guys can see he's got his pimped out Hummer there that he is driving all over Kansas City. But one of the things we want to make sure every new member that comes to empoweredliving.biz and into Solavei, that they not only have access to good training in English, but we also are going to be offering this in Spanish as well, a full tutorial for all of our Spanish speaking friends so that they can make sure that they can get in, get social, and get free. So I'm just going to welcome to the webinar with me, Ricardo Gloria. Are you there?
Yes, good evening, everybody. How are you?
Or great, Ricardo. Very thankful that you're here. I'd love for you just to greet our Spanish folks that are going to be coming to Empowered Living Network and let them know where they can find the information in Spanish.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Stacy, for having me on. And before I welcome everybody in Spanish, I want to really reach out to all of our English-speaking leaders to take note of this because the simple fact that we have all of this in Spanish gives you an extra reach out to all the Spanish-speaking people. So even if you don't speak the language, even if you don't speak Spanish, you can direct them to Empower Living biz/, en español, and everything that you see in English is going to be in Spanish for them. So I'm going to go ahead and say the same thing in Spanish for everybody, but obviously you guys can direct people to this web page, and we're going to treat them just like the way you're treated in English. Y para todas las personas que nos están escuchando en español, mi nombre es Ricardo Gloria, les quiero saludar, soy Social Networker con la compañía de Solavei. Tenemos el apoyo en esta página, empowerliving.biz, diagonal en español, y lo que estamos ofreciendo es el mismo apoyo que toda la gente tiene en inglés, lo estamos haciendo en español. Si usted le pica a este botón de en español, nos va a llevar a donde están las llamadas y los horarios de los seminarios que estamos haciendo todas las semanas. Los viernes a las 8 centro, 9 este y 6 pacífico estamos haciendo los webinars completamente en vivo y en español con todas las noticias y muchas cosas que vienen nuevas en la compañía. Ahora los domingos tenemos también las llamadas a las 7 pacífico, 9 centro y 10 de la noche el hora este. Esta es los números que estamos compartiendo con el acceso. Lo que ustedes pueden hacer es conectarse, conectar a su equipo y conectar a sus prospectos, porque muchas veces los prospectos van a ver algo en esta página que les va a gustar y van a querer ser parte de la compañía. Así es que yo te invito a que te conectes también en facebook.com, diagonal groups, diagonal una voz 2013. Es la forma que nos podemos mantener en conexión, mantener en comunicación para tener todo ese apoyo que estamos buscando. Y yo sinceramente es un placer poder trabajar en español con todos ustedes y para cada uno de ustedes. Les doy la bienvenida y los felicito por conectarse en estos webinars que estamos haciendo los jueves con la compañía y con nuestra gran líder Stacy Wallace. Once again, people, I really encourage you to show your Spanish-speaking members, your Spanish-speaking prospects about this, because I tell you, after every Sunday night phone call, there's always new people signing up because they hear something that they didn't hear before. So thank you very much, Stacy, and I'll be here once again for anything and anybody needs.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Ricardo. We very much appreciate what you and Claudia are doing for all of our Spanish speaking folks and all of the groups, and very, very grateful. Tonight, what we want to do is take you through Solavei basic training. And of course, we've talked about the three things you want to do. And when you go to empoweredliving.biz, you're going to see three things: get in, get social, and get free. Now, when you click on number one, get in, you're going to see that there's some important details there that you want to make sure you tap into to enroll, plug into everything on empoweredliving.biz. There's going to be a lot of social sites there, Facebook sites, Facebook pages, ways that you can connect with other members in Solavei, and most importantly, get you the tutorial training you need to really start setting those goals. Out of the gate, we encourage everyone to take that 1K challenge. That's going to be 90 days of free email coaching that you're going to get directly to your inbox, talking all about Solavei, Facebook, how to connect socially. Plus, you're also going to see a tutorial that is the tutorial called the 1K Challenge Roadmap. Now, that's going to show you how to make $1,000 a month in 90 days or less. And one of the most important things in that roadmap is you identifying 15 people right out of the gate. Make a list of your 15 so that we can begin contacting them, you and the person that brought you into the business, and begin helping you get that first trio. That leads you to getting social and then getting free. Now, what we're going to do on this tutorial is we're going to take you through the Solavei enrollment flow, how you actually enroll somebody and walk them through it. The first thing you would do is go to your website, which would be solavei.com/your username. And up in the right hand corner, you're just going to click the Join Now button. Now, I like to take people through this personally. So I use a little application called join.me where they can see my screen and we can screen share together so I can walk them through it and I can eliminate a lot of the hassles. Maybe they might have questions, maybe not know where the buttons are, and I can do it literally in just over 5 minutes of full enrollment. So you might want to think about doing that with your new members as you go through. So let's pretend we're going through that together. The first thing we would do is click Join Now. Then we want to make sure that you check your coverage. Why is that important? Well, we want to make sure that not only where you live, but where you work. You can put as many addresses in there and check them as many times as you want. Put the street, city, state, zip. I would encourage you, if you travel a lot, go ahead and add some of those in there and find out what coverage is going to be available for you. And we're very transparent and we love for people to have great coverage. So we encourage you to do that right here on the confirmed coverage sheet. Then you'll click proceed with enrollment. Now, before we do that, I also think it's real important when you are enrolling someone, you want to make sure that you, as the sponsor, that your picture is up in the right hand corner. Now, if you're doing this on screen share, if you're actually sending someone through, I would always ask them, is my picture up in the right hand corner? If for some reason we're not screen sharing. If they say no, then you want to make sure they go back to solavei.com/your username. Now, if they have visited any other websites of other members, very well their picture could end up there. So you want to make sure they use your URL of your Solavei website. Once you've done that and you've checked enrollment, just click proceed with enrollment. Then you're going to come to the phone options page. Now, this is a great page, but I'm going to tell you kind of some of the statistics with Solavei on what is being clicked the most. Now, if you were to come down here, you can see I'm using my own unlocked phone, and I have a SIM card. I'm using my unlocked phone and I need to purchase a SIM card. You can put, I bought a phone on the Solavei page from GSM Nation, or I want to purchase a new phone. If you click purchase a new phone, well, what's going to happen is it's going to take you to a page where you can actually purchase a phone from GSM Nation. If you have here that I bought a phone on the Solavei page from GSM Nation, it will take you to a different page. If you click here, I am using my own unlocked phone and need to purchase a SIM card. Let's just click that one. It's going to take you to this page. It's going to let you actually check if that phone is compatible with an IMEI number. You can just put in their IMEI number and you're saying, how do I find that? Just type pound, star, pound, #06# on their dial pad. So whatever their phone is, they can press star pound #06# on their dial pad, and it will give them an IMEI number or a device ID number. They can put those 15 characters in once. I encourage you, type it in, and then don't copy and paste. Don't look at this purple bar and retype it. Look at the phone to make sure you put it in correctly both times. Okay, let's say you didn't that you did have a SIM card. We're going to go back here and let's say because over 80% of people enrolling right now are enrolling with someone who has a SIM in hand. So if someone is enrolling, let's say they have their own unlocked phone and they already have a SIM card, so their sponsor is giving them a SIM card. Let's click that one and we're going to click next. What happens now is you're going to see the service plan. It's going to give them an opportunity to see exactly what they're getting. $49. We only have one plan. When you click next, now it's going to begin to take in their member information, very similar to what we've always seen. Member information, put in the full name and last name, and then the email address. Make sure you check that email address, read it back to them, make sure it's correct. Now, when it gets down here to the username, this is very important because that username, you want to make sure that they do something that they're going to like, love, and trust in the future. I've had people pick some crazy usernames and not realize that your username is the back end part of the URL of the website that you will send everyone to that wants to enroll. So if you pick the username Batman, it would be solavei.com/Batman. Okay, so very important. I encourage you to use your name if you can. People recognize your name. Use something simple. I wouldn't use a whole bunch of hard numbers to remember. Remember, this is your marketing site and your marketing URL. So once you've decided on what your username is going to be, then choose a password. Now, I encourage you to go ahead and show those characters because you want to make sure that you typed that password in correctly. And take note, if you use caps, make sure you write that down. Once they've done this, I always encourage them, please write down your username and password because you're going to use that in the future to access your back office of Solavei, which we call My Solavei. Okay, then they're going to put in their address and they're going to make sure that this information is placed in here, their contact phone number, make sure all of that is correct, and then they're going to get to review their order. Now, it's important once they review their order, you've got to come right over here and agree to the Solavei terms and conditions. And believe it or not, I do have a few people that want to read through those terms and conditions, and otherwise they will be able to access those again in their back office. Once you click I agree, it'll open up the ability for you to process the order. It'll then go into our payment center. The payment center is where they're going to be able to enter in their Visa or MasterCard. You want to make sure this information is correct first at the top of the page. Then it scrolls down and you can see where they can put in their credit card information there, confirm their order. You can see the order summary there. And then I always encourage you just to make sure that you click yes, let them know this is going to be the credit card we're going to use every month. It'll be your auto pay. And all you need to do is, if you ever want to change it, go into your back office and you'll be able to change that credit card at any time. Is that good for you? And I'll tell you, 99% of the time they say yes. Now, if they happen to not have a credit card or be needing to pay with MoneyGram, it's a little different situation. But here, when somebody's using credit card, I always let them know we're just going to go ahead and keep that checked as yes. And if you ever want to change it, I encourage you to just go into your back office. You can change it at any time. And then we click Pay Now. Now, the next steps that pop up are real exciting. This is where they actually get their member ID information, their username, and this is where they can go and immediately activate. We really encourage folks to activate immediately. Now, there's a couple of things to consider. If they're porting their number, that's going to require a little bit more information. I'm going to show you that in just a second. But if they're not porting, it's a very smooth process, and you want to walk them through all a part of enrollment. Now, something important for them to note right here is they want to write down that member ID number. Even though it's going to come to them in the email information, I encourage you and them to write down that number because you're going to need it in just a minute. So ID number, you're just going to see there, this one is 4 zeros and then a bunch of numbers. Write that down. Make sure that they remember their username and make sure they remember their password. Now, if they click on this link right here, this is called a Solavei hot link. It is going to directly enter them into their back office. They're not going to have to use their username and password. It's going to put them directly into their back office where they're going to be able to confirm you as their sponsor. But what we're going to do here is we are actually going to click on activate now. And where does it take us? It takes us right into the Solavei activation steps. Okay, so this is where you're going to put in that 10-digit number we just said, 00002221, whatever that number might be. It's going to be 10 digits, and you're going to put that into the member ID. Then the order ID is really simple. You don't have to worry about having the box or anything like that. It's just the number, the letter capital D, and the last 6 digits of your member ID, which you entered up here. So it would be the last 6 digits up here with a big D in front of it. And then click next. Now this is where you've got just a couple more steps. We're going to enter the SIM number. Now remember, we clicked the option that we were bringing our own phone and we had a SIM card. So this is where you would turn that SIM card over, and on the back there's going to be a SIM number. And so what you're going to do is you're going to actually click here on this button right here. My SIM card is blank or does not match the one shown. Eventually you're going to be able to put it right in here. And what's going to happen is it's going to pop open like this. You are going to enter your SIM number twice. Now, why is that? It is a long number and people tend to mess it up. They can get one number backwards or the one before the three, and it messes everything up. So we're going to give you 2 chances to enter it in correctly. And of course, if you mess up, you can always erase it and go back. But here's what you're going to do. You're going to enter it in first off right in here. Look on the back of the card. And once you enter that 19-digit number, then you're going to do the exact same thing. Don't look up here and copy what you typed in up here. Look at the back of the card in case you typed it in wrong the first time. You want to make sure you do it twice in a row by looking at the back of the card. Once you do that, you can come down here. You'll get an OK that they match, and then you'll click next. This is the final step. This is exciting. In the final step, if you're wanting to assign a new phone number, you're just going to click that button and it's going to click submit, and it's automatically going to take you through the rest of that process. If you want to transfer a different eligible number or you're wanting to port your number, you're going to actually click that top one and it's going to show you how to port. It's going to take you to this page right here. If you're porting your number, that means there's something you're wanting to get as a number other than what Solavei would give you. So let's say you were on AT&T and you want to keep your number. You're going to go in here and put that phone number that you're wanting to port once and then put it in again. And remember, don't copy paste. Don't look at the top number. Put it in twice. Make sure they match. And then if you're porting, there's 2 things you're going to need. You're going to need the account number from your former carrier and your PIN or password. Now, by doing all of this at one time, you are getting that port process instantaneously taking place. What's going to happen is it's going to happen immediately or up to 24 hours. We encourage you to let folks know there could be a slight downtime once that activation takes place, but it will be short. And then, of course, click submit, and it's going to take them through. Now, if for some reason you got to this screen and you decided, wait a minute, I don't want to go through all that. I just want Solavei to assign me a new number. You can click on this button right here and then just click submit. At that point in time, you are also going to be kicked into being able to choose your sponsor. Now, it's going to be automatic. You're not going to have to actually go through the login process at this point. Solavei is going to encourage you to go ahead and choose your sponsor, and then you'll click next, and you are set up and ready to become a social member. This is where you let them know that by becoming a social member, they're going to get a Solavei pay card. They're going to be able to earn extra income by sharing Solavei with others and be able to access our wealth of tools and resources that are going to help support them in doing that. Once you click next, it's going to take them through that social member sign up where we've got to actually get the information in order to, the social security number in order to link that card to a bank account. And when you do that, it's all going to be automatic. So the name and information will already be in there. Put in the social security. Make sure you click that they've read the social member agreement and then click next. Now, once you're into this part of the profile setup, there's a couple ways that you can get to this. If you're in the enrollment flow, of course, it's automatically going to pop up. Or you can go and log into mysolavei.com. There's a little bitty arrow by your name. Click on it, and you can go in and personalize your profile at any time. One thing that's real important when you're taking people through this process is you want to make sure you get to this page where you personalize their profile. Encourage them to put a picture in, and then make sure they click all three of these buttons. And I encourage you to let them share it with the community so that everyone that they enroll in their network can contact them, know their number. If they're a little weary of that, then at least make sure you, the sponsor, get that information so that you have the ability through the back office to access them and their information at any time. So this is very, very, very important. Make sure you have them click all three and make sure that you at least have them do my sponsor. I encourage you to go ahead and do entire community, and you can click them all if you want to. Okay, you also want to make sure they turn on their Facebook and Twitter accounts. They're going to have to go into their privacy tab. Again, once they're going into their account settings, they'll click on privacy, they'll click on account, privacy, and then they'll be able to go in here and turn on their Facebook account, link it to their Facebook, link it to their Twitter. And that's going to allow them, when they go into Outreach Manager, to post posts directly to those two social accounts. So make sure you help them get that set up as well. Okay, when you go into activating, you want to make sure if they did not activate on the spot, why would they do that? Let's say, for example, they don't have their username and their password for their AT&T account that they're porting over. Maybe they didn't have their PIN number. Well, they're going to still need to go to activate.solavei.com, and they're going to go through that same process that we showed a minute ago where they are going to activate that SIM card. I encourage you, make it a habit, and I've been doing it for quite some time. When somebody signs up, they sign up and activate all at the same time. So if I know they're going to be porting, I let them know when you sign up, we're going to need to have your account number and your PIN number so that we can complete the activation process. And that way we're able to go through that entire process seamlessly all at one time. Okay, here's something that's real important. Once somebody is activated, they're set. You want to make sure that they're really set up and good to go. I encourage you at this point to send them to empoweredliving.biz. Now, when you go to empoweredliving.biz, there is in step one, get in. The very first thing at the top of the page is going to say, okay, congratulations, welcome to our training site. Let's set your phone settings. Let's make sure your phone is up and running and it's been configured to Solavei phone settings. Now, if you've bought a phone from GSM, it should already be set. If you bought a phone from getaphone.biz, it should already be set. But it doesn't hurt to go in and show them how to do this, because chances are they're going to come across somebody that's going to need to have, these are called APN settings, the phone settings set. Now, here's another place you can go to get that. You can go to empoweredliving.biz, and right there you'll see the phones tab. When you go into the phones tab, you're going to click on phone settings, and it is going to show you exactly how to do that. And you guys might even want to practice tonight. Just go and take your phone, click on phones, go look at your phone settings. If you cannot access your phone settings, that means your phone is locked and you need to get it unlocked. There's been a question as to whether phones need to be unlocked, even if they're coming as T-Mobile phones. We encourage all phones to be locked. Every carrier asks that specifically, especially if you ever want to have help with your carrier and member support, your phone will have to be unlocked so that it has been released from another carrier, giving our member support team access to work with your phone. So I encourage you, whether you're bringing over a T-Mobile phone, AT&T, any type of phone, I encourage you to go ahead and get it unlocked. If you're wondering, how do I get my phone unlocked? You can call your previous carrier, tell him that you're looking to unlock your phone. If they say we can't do that for you, say yes, you can. In fact, you have to. I'm out of contract, and they will give you the unlock code. Sometimes it's easy just to say I'm looking to sell my phone and I need to get it unlocked. They'll understand and they'll be able to provide you that unlock code. Now, if you need to unlock your phone, if you bought a phone that isn't unlocked for some reason, you may need to go. You'll see there in the phones tab, we have some places that you can go to unlock your phone as well. Now, what's great about this is we want to immediately train every single person that comes through, not only how to enroll, not only how to activate, but we also want to get them set up so that they're going to have a good user experience. As it relates to user experiences, we are finding that there are specific phones that actually work better than other phones. I'm sure you guys find it the same way. I mean, I personally, I love my iPhone 5, which is a T-Mobile version. I love my Samsung Galaxy Note 2, T-Mobile. I'm loving my phones. Now, I used to have an iPhone 4S that was an AT&T phone, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't like the way it worked on Solavei. I encourage you to look at that phones tab and look at the list that we've got there. The phones that now, after hundreds of thousands of people have joined Solavei, we actually have some of our favorites. And Empowered Living is a site where it's field led, so we're going to let you know what we're finding that works best. Now, of course, you can sign up for the replays and updates and all of that right there on the homepage of empoweredliving.biz. That is our basic training tonight and the overview of our enrollment flow. I really want to thank you for listening in and encourage you now. If you've listened to this on empoweredliving.biz, next you want to make sure that you've taken the 1K challenge roadmap tutorial. Get yourself set up. Make sure you make your list of 15 people. Make sure you're tapped into the 1K challenge and then go to step number 2, which is going to be get social. There you're going to find Solavei Basic Training 201, where Laura Wells and I take you through an incredible overview of what it means to get social, how to use the free social tools with Solavei, how to use some advanced social tools through Share Solavei, and how to begin to build a massive network. Thank you again, everyone, for being a part of tonight's webinar. Appreciate you tapping in. Remember, get in, get social, get free. Tap into our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Empowered Living Network. Again, my name is Stacy Wallace. I'm honored to be an executive with Solavei. Remember, now is the time, this is the place, and you are the one to start the revolution.